Welcome to day one of Refresh and Reset. I am so glad you are doing this challenge. I'm so glad that you have committed and said, yes, I'm going to take 15 minutes a day to take care of my body, to refresh my mind, and to feel good. These workouts are designed to provide well-rounded routines in just 15 minutes so that you can feel good when you're done and feel accomplished and go on with the rest of your day. So promise me this one thing, that you will not require perfection of yourself, okay? So that whether you miss a day, you'll just pick back up the next day, no guilt, just keep moving forward. And if something is challenging for you, that you will allow yourself to start where you're at, not feel pressure to be perfect or look a certain way, and just continue on the journey with me. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our first workout. So we're gonna sit up nice and tall, and we're going to focus on building a strong back and a strong core today, but it's also going to be a nice, well-rounded full body routine. So go ahead and grab behind your thighs and lengthen your spine up to the sky. So right here, this is your transition, your time to just shift from whatever you were doing before this to your time on the mat. And go ahead and close your eyes and just connect your mind to your body by lengthening your spine up to the sky and starting to pull your belly button away from your thighs. So you're starting to connect to your core muscles, and you may feel something happen, you may not, but still just imagine that belly button pulling away from your thighs and lengthening your spine up to the sky. Go ahead and stay lifted in your spine, reach your arms straight forward in front of you, take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, tuck your tailbone underneath you and roll back into what we call a C-curve position. It's because you're in a C-curve with your spine. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, pull the belly button back towards your spine as you roll up and stack your spine back up. We're gonna continue with that motion, rounding back and rounding forward, finding that nice tall stacked spine. So Pilates is so good, not only for building core strength, as you're going to feel in these exercises, but also for maintaining a mobile and healthy spine, which is how we stay young and how we stay active and pain-free. So go ahead and round back through that spine, drop the shoulders away from your ears, exhale deep in that abdominal connection, and lengthen your spine up to the sky. If you're new to Pilates, you might feel like, I hear what she's saying, but it doesn't really feel that way in my body. That's okay. This is a journey and a process, and I want you to start where you're at and just do the best you can. So we're gonna roll back and we're gonna stay in this deep C curve here. And we're gonna inhale, open your arm, look towards me, rotate through your rib cage, exhale, close back to center. Other way, inhale, rotate, exhale, close. Round back up, and let's do it again. We're gonna round back, inhale, rotate, exhale, turn. Inhale, rotate, exhale, close, and sit tall. Let's do 3 more, rounding back. Your hips and your pelvis stay steady while you rotate through your mid-back. And lift tall. You're gonna start to feel this in your abs. You're gonna feel it in your obliques, which is the muscles that run along the side of your waist. And sit tall. Here we go. Inhale, exhale. Exhale, round up nice and tall. Good, go ahead and place the hands on your knees and lift your chest up to the sky, giving a little bit of an arch to your back. And release. Beautifully done. Scooting your hips forward just slightly. Arms come forward. Roll yourself back 1 vertebra at a time, and we are now down on our back. So go ahead, keep your knees about sit bone distance apart, feet are flat on the floor, arms long down by your side. Take a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, flatten your back into the mat, and then peel your spine up off of the mat 1 vertebra at a time. Good, this is your pelvic curl or your bridge. You're gonna see this frequently in workouts. Stretch your knees forward over your toes to open up across the front of those tight hips. Really open up and stretch. Now soften the chest and roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Good. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale to flatten the back and peel the spine up. You're trying to move 1 vertebra at a time. Soften the chest and roll your way down. Move at your own pace here. And what I want you to keep in mind is that Pilates, I always say it's kind of like an onion. So first, you're just getting familiar with the exercises and the movements as I cue you through them. And over time, you'll start to feel different things that I'm cueing you through. So just be patient with yourself. And listen to your body. And feel free to modify if needed. These workouts are going to be short, so you can do this, okay? Reach your arms up to the sky. Slowly roll down through your spine. Good, and place the hands down by your side. Now let's flip the palms up to the sky and bring our arms to a low V position. Right knee comes to tabletop. It's a right angle. Left knee comes to tabletop, and then glue those feet together. Keeping your shoulder blades pressing into the mat and your chest wide open. Inhale, let the knees, hips, and feet go to one side. Exhale, bring it back to center. Inhale the other direction. Exhale back to center. So this is an exercise designed to help you connect deep into those core muscles. You're inhaling and you're letting the hips rotate, and you're exhaling to engage those ab muscles to bring the legs back to center. If you need to keep your toes here on the mat, that's a modification you can absolutely use. Inhale and exhale. Good. Continue whichever version feels best for you, and really try to keep those shoulder blades pressing into the mat. Good. Let's go one more here. Come back to center and place the feet down on the mat. Good. We're going to interlace the hands behind the head. From here, bring your elbows into your peripheral vision and try to find a neutral spine position. So your back is not flat and your pelvis is not tucked, but you're just in a relaxed position with your pelvis. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to lift up into a chest lift, and you're coming up as high as you can on the tips of those shoulder blades, and inhale to lengthen back down. Exhale to lift, inhale to lengthen. Exhale to lift, inhale to lengthen. Good. 4. We're going to do 10 here. And we're really focusing on flexing right at the bottom of that rib cage. That's where you're flexing and lifting up. Good. As you come up, can you try to think of pulling your belly button in and up rather than pushing it forward? Good. That's going to help you to draw the waist in and build that strong core. Good. Let's do 3 more here. And 2. And 1. And release. Beautifully done. Rest your arms long down by your side. Your left leg is going to extend down the mat. You have options here. It can either go fully straight for the most challenging position or slightly bent for a little bit more support. The opposite leg is going to raise straight up to the sky. Now find a neutral pelvis. Your goal here is to keep a stable pelvis and a stable core as we draw circles with the legs. So inhale, cross over midline. Exhale, circle down, out, and up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good. So think of that thigh bone stirring deeply in the hip socket. And you're trying to stay as still as you can in your pelvis without wobbling side to side. It's harder than it looks. This is a core exercise, and it's also a hip mobility exercise. And if your knee is bent because of tight hamstrings, don't worry about that. Just keep it a little bent and focus on that stable pelvis. Now let's reverse the circle. Out, over, and up. Out, down, over, and up. 3, 4, 5. Keep breathing. Just keep that breath moving. Good. And 8. And beautiful. From here, you're going to climb up that leg, lifting your head, neck, and chest off of the mat. Float the bottom leg off of the mat. We're going to do a little pulse, pulse, and switch. Exhale. Exhale. You can take breaks if you need to. You could even bend your knees a little bit if that feels better. Just listen to your body. We're going for 5 and 4. Hang in there. and 3, and 2, and 1, and lower it down. Hug the knee in towards your chest. We're gonna get a nice low back stretch for you here. Good. Now draw the knee across your body as you extend your arm to the opposite side and look towards it if that feels good. Listen to your body here and go into a nice lower back twist. Take a few big deep breaths and really allow yourself to sink into this stretch and release tension. Good. And let's come back through center to do the other side. So we're going to start with our leg circles, okay? So we can start with that leg slightly bent, or we can extend it long down the mat. Pick what works best for you today. Collarbone is open, pelvis is stable. Cross over midline, circle down, around, and up. Down, around, and up. And just breathe. Doesn't have to be perfect breath, just breathe. Good. Remember, it's okay to have one leg bent or both legs bent. Our goal here is a stable, strong pelvis. Now reverse the circle. And when I say, you might think like, why do I need a stable pelvis? That is core strength, right? We're using all of the muscles in the midsection to stabilize that midsection. And that's how we get stronger abs, strong core muscles. 3, 2, and 1. Remember this, we're gonna climb up the leg, lifting the head, neck, and chest off of the mat. Float the bottom leg, pulse, 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 pulse. Good, nice and slow. Drop the shoulders away from your ears. Let's go for 4, and 3, and 2, you've got this, and 1, good, and bend that knee in, keeping the opposite leg nice and long. We get to go into our lower back stretch here. So we're gonna extend one arm out to the side, draw the knee across the body, rotating into a stretch, and take a few big deep breaths here. Good, and I want you to know that it is okay to be challenged, right? I think it's important whenever we start a new challenge like this to remind ourselves that part of what we're doing is challenging ourselves. So if an exercise feels hard, or you feel uncomfortable, or you feel uncoordinated, just know that's okay. With time, you're gonna get more comfortable, you're gonna build up strength, and we all have to start where we're at. So don't let that discouragement, that feeling of discouragement, make you quit. Just remember that it's all part of it and you're not alone. Okay, come back through center, hug that knee in towards your chest. And from here, we're going to take both knees into our chest, nod the chin to your chest, press your knees into your hands to rock up to a seated position. Good, we're gonna come around onto all fours. So let's go ahead and align our body. So take your shoulders right over your wrists, your hips right over your knees. And just take a minute to feel nice and long through your spine here. Nice long lower back. Drawing the belly button up towards your spine. So let me show you, we don't want to be here. We want to be lifted through here. Go ahead and extend your left leg back behind you and your right arm up by your ear. So just find your balance here, and maybe this is where you stay today, or maybe you take it all the way up. And we hold the balance. And you think of lifting from the underside, that's your core supporting you, and you're working your upper back muscles here, as well as your glutes, your hamstrings. This is really full body. If you want more of a challenge, let's pulse it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Square yourself back off. Extend the opposite leg. Hips are squared. Opposite arm comes up. Find your balance first. Make sure you didn't sink into your shoulders, so really push the ground away. Back leg comes up. Maybe you just stay here and hold your balance. Maybe you add the pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep the ribs lifting up so you don't lose your core connection. And 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. You're doing great. We're almost through this workout. Go ahead and step back into a plank position with me. So one leg comes back and the other leg comes back, lowering your hips just slightly. Pull your belly button up towards your spine. Imagine your heart reaching forward between your arms, and breathe. Really push the ground away from you. You're gonna activate your arm muscles, your upper back muscles. Full body, let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower the knees. Beautifully done. Coming back onto all fours here. And we're gonna end with a beautiful stretch for the upper body and the back. So you're gonna open one arm, look towards me, nice big inhale. Exhale, you're gonna take this top arm and you're gonna thread it through, coming into what we call thread the needle. And you can lean all the way into it for a deep stretch, or for a more gentle stretch or a more mild stretch, you can just put your forearm down on the mat like so. I want you to pick what works for you and just allow yourself to breathe and enjoy the stretch. Notice where you're holding tension, and as you exhale, let it go. Soften the jaw, release the back. Good. And go ahead and slowly come back up onto all fours, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. So we'll inhale as we rotate, and exhale, threading through. Hold and breathe. Good. And bringing it back up onto all fours. And you are done for the day. Congratulations on completing your first workout here in this challenge. Keep up the good work. Promise me that you will come back tomorrow for round 2, and I'll see you back here very soon. Got pretty wet there, partway through. It's lightened up.